What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Talkin Grizz, presented by Wiseacre Brewing Company. I'm here at their brand new tap house in downtown Memphis, and I am joined all the way from Milwaukee, the Sideline and Digital Reporter for the Milwaukee Bucks is Zora Stephenson. Zora, thank you for being here today.
It's like a miracle when we can get our schedules to match up. So glad this worked out.
Seriously, it's funny because we were just talking. We were both a little bit running behind, both trying to make it at the same time, and then ended up actually having perfect timing. So thank you. All right, so you guys are all set in your first round playoffs. You've got Orlando coming up. Now, when we're still kind of clawing to get, the 8th seed or the 9th seed or play-in or whatever it may be, do you guys come into Thursday's game being like, you know what, let's rest, let's get ready for the playoffs? Or do you come in being like, let's go and compete and get the energy level and sort of get that ball rolling going towards playoffs?
Obviously, the Bucks have a big goal this season, and that's to be the last team standing. So every move they make has to do with that. It's tough, though, because this group is so competitive, right? Like, you put a ball out there and say, go play, and it doesn't matter what the circumstances are. They want to win. At the same time, it's the coach's job to balance the two. So I would expect, especially it being the last seeding game, for things not to be normal, but we never know. We're just going to have to wait and see. But what's so interesting is you have teams that are in two very different positions. And maybe it's like in the Grizzlies' favor that we're kind of going into it like this, where the Bucks have secured their fate, so to speak, when it comes to that first round, and the Grizzlies are just clawing to make sure that they stay in the 8th or have that opportunity for the play-in.
It is kind of an interesting matchup to have at the end of these seeding games. It's kind of like the number one on this side versus, the bottom, if not, 8th, 9th in the other side. So it is kind of an interesting story. Obviously, we're hoping that you just sit all 15 guys. But
I can guarantee that won't happen.
You're like, I won't say what will, but I'm pretty sure that won't. From the first scrimmage, obviously, we went through however many months of hiatus. We do our scrimmage games and then those 8 seeding games. What's been the biggest improvement you've seen with your team throughout those?
For these seeding games, the Bucks have gotten so many clutch minutes, and they're not necessarily used to that because this is a team that has the highest point differential in the league. Like, when they win big. And so the fact that so many of their games have been close, I think that's something that is an advantage for them to gain experience. And you can see little tidbits of how their execution has improved along the way. So that would be the biggest thing that I've noticed.
That's cool. And so for our guys, we have suffered 3 big injuries, 2 of our starters and then our backup point guard. So I would say when we look at, what we're learning to do, it's playing without those players and then learning what we need to clean up. But you guys, you have your roster. So when you look at things that need to be cleaned up going into playoffs, is there anything you see that stands out? You're like, we need to do better at this moving forward?
Well, the thing that I was talking about that they've improved on, I think that they still want to focus on that. So it's the time score situations, those clutch minutes, who's going to be the go-to guy to get you a basket when you need it. On the other side of that, defense is something that this team prides itself on. And so you will probably notice, the coaches will talk a lot about, keeping guys in front, communicating, making sure that people are in help and weak side properly. So they just want to build upon the things that they've already started with these seeding games.
Going back to the basics and just making sure they are perfect. That's all we can ask for. Zora, thank you so much for your time. I would wish you good luck, and I do wish you good luck. I can't wish the Bucks good luck, but I wish you good luck. I hope everyone stays healthy.
That's fair. Maybe you can wish us good luck, once things continue to move forward. And, we're on separate sides of the spectrum. So, you can have a little Eastern Conference team that you're rooting for.
Oh, okay. Then I will be rooting for you to take on Orlando. Good luck in the playoffs. And thank you so much for being here with us today.
Of course.
Grizzlies fans, you can get more on grindcitymedia.com.